Hello, everyone. Welcome to this afternoon's Periscope. Welcome, Andy. Welcome, AV Shep. Welcome, everyone. If you are new, let me know that you are new. Click on the little Perry person down here and share with your followers. 20%. Okay, hi, Andy. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. Hi, it's Dieniz, D-I-E-N-I-Z, but thank you for saying hello. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you. I love the purple hearts. Yay, purple hearts. Fun fact, if you did not know, now you know, purple is my favorite color. It's between that and, I know, autocorrect. I hate that little thing, right? It definitely gets the best of us. Welcome, Taisha. Welcome, my love. Thank you for joining us. So today is all about Cunnilingus. And I know some of you might not even know what that word means, but Cunnilingus is another word. It's a technical word for oral sex on a female, or eating pussy, however you want to express it. It is all the same thing. So Cunnilingus, word of the day, right? New word that we learned. So here this evening, I am talking about some of the tips, some of the tricks, and really, the most important thing to know is to try it out, right? If you haven't tried it, if you're scared to try it, there's nothing to be scared of. It's a total natural part of life. It's totally a normal sexual behavior. It is by no means in the odd, sexual practices, a manual or book. It is one of the more normalized sexual behaviors. So is it foreplay? So I want to put this question out to y'all. Andy, welcome, Andy. Glad to have you here, my love. So I want to put this question out for y'all. Is it foreplay or is it the main event? This is the first question I have for y'all. So feel free to, hello, Tony. Feel free to put it up in the comments. Where do you stand on this? Is Cunnilingus foreplay or is it the main event? Where do you stand? That's the first question. We have a lot of online viewers, which both, yes. I'm back. Taisha wins the ball game. Vegas, welcome, Scott. Welcome. So, Scott, the question of the evening is Cunnilingus / eating pussy considered foreplay or is it the main event? Taisha said both. Andy said it is foreplay. Scott says foreplay. Taisha is right. It can be both. And that is the tip number 1 of the day. It can be both. Depends on the situation. Yes. And I actually would say it's not even it depends on the situation. It depends on who is receiving it. Right? For some people, they like it as the main event. For some people, they like it as foreplay. So this is where, communication is super, super duper important. So before you even get to doing it, you got to ask. You have to ask, what do you like? Right? That is the biggest mistake that I've seen in my clients, that they either do not get asked, they do not express what they like, and then they're wondering, why am I not getting what I want? Well, you did not ask for it, right? So ask them what they want. Tip number 2. I'm going to be a little bilingual today, right? Tip number 2 is lubricant. right? So one of the things that I have come across, it's like, it doesn't taste the greatest, it doesn't smell the greatest, whatever, I've heard it all. And the tip for that is there is flavored and scented lubricants out there. And one of the myths around these lubricants is that you can use these lubricants also for sex, and I do not recommend that. I recommend if you're going to use a flavored or scented lubricant during oral sex, to only use it for oral sex, wipe it down, and then if you want to have intercourse, go for it with a different lubricant that is water-based, preferably, because those are compatible with latex. So that is tip número dos. Tip número tres, number 3, is take your time. So studies show it is better to savor it, literally. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the hearts. It's slow motion. Yes, slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. You guys make me crack up and do funny stuff on here. So taking our time, the teasing approach is actually, did I miss it? King 918, you did not miss it. You did not miss anything. What were you thinking you were going to miss? I will repeat. Tip number 1, just for those of you who are just getting here. Tip number 1 is, the question was, is it foreplay or is it the main event? And it can be both. So the biggest thing is ask her or they what they want, right? What do they like? Because some women, some female bodies do enjoy cunnilingus as the main event, and some don't. Some just want it for foreplay, and then it's all about the intercourse. So really asking and letting them know what you want as well. The second tip is lubricant. I have heard, it doesn't taste good, it doesn't smell good, whatever. It happens depending on pH and pH levels and all that. Flavored and scented lubricants are a thing that should be used only for oral sex, not during intercourse, because it can throw off the pH levels and cause an infection or something like that. So you don't want to use it for intercourse, but definitely for oral sex, it is a plus. Tip number 3 is take your time and savor it. If they shower before, it's just fine. Yes. And sometimes it's not, depending on where you are in your cycle or what's going on with your pH balance. It might not be. So put some flavored lubricant on that. So taking our time is really important. The teasing approach. Studies have shown that taking your time increases pleasure and heightens orgasm. And studies have also shown that teasing is much more pleasurable. So what does the teasing approach mean? Here it goes. So I'm gonna be descriptive here, because I don't just want to give you like some technical words to use. I want to be practical here. So teasing is really avoiding the clit. Avoid the clit at first. Not that you're gonna avoid the clit the whole time. The point is to get to the center, which is the clit. Getting to the center of that lollipop. But really begin everywhere but the clitoris, right? Some people just dive right in. No. We want to tease them to the point where they are begging you to get there. So begin at the stomach or the navel, right? You want to lick around that area, kissing, caressing. You want to stroke the inner thigh. So the inner thigh is actually one of the most sensitive erogenous areas that we have, and you want to definitely focus on that. Some other areas to focus on. I want to give you some very specific areas to focus on, because these are, in women, the most sensitive. The lips, like these lips, not those lips, the lips, the jawline. Isn't behind the kneecap. You beat me to it. Yes, behind the kneecap, on the side as well. Yes, the knees are behind the knees and around the knees are a big one. The earlobes, the neck, especially right here, is one of the most sensitive spots. The nipples, under the underside of the breast, I'm gonna just like down here is definitely another area. So if she's laying down, you can lick under there. The wrist. And this is something that a lot of women probably have never had someone lick that area. So if you do that, it's gonna surprise them and catch them off guard, but it's gonna feel really, really nice. The palms and the fingers are other areas that are sensitive. The hips, the toes, and obviously the one I already mentioned, the inner thigh is huge, 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 huge. Okay, so those are the areas that you want to focus on before you actually get anywhere near the vulva, right? And here's FYI, you're licking the vulva, you're not licking the vagina is inside. Okay. Yes, thumbs up, yes. Okay, so once she is begging you to go down, right, down into the vulva, you want to begin with the outer labia, right? Beginning with the outer labia, really kissing it. You don't want to necessarily go right into licking and sucking and all that. You want to begin with licking. You can also knead it, like massaging it, using your finger or your tongue. And then you do want to then begin, you can start licking the outer labia, slowly move into the inner labia, licking that, tracing your tongue around the lips. That's a very sensual movement when you go from one lip down and up and back down. So like this. So imagine my face. I'm going to imagine my face is a vulva and you would lick around, and up here is like the clitoris, right? And you would lick around it. Okay. Totally did not think I was going to make my face the vulva here. Okay, so tracing your tongue around the lips, the inner and then the outer, right? You want to do the outer, then the inner, right? Focus on the out and work your way in. You can also, at that point, pull the hood of the clitoris, the clitoral hood, up so that it exposes the clit more. That is one of the biggest things that we don't do. We don't pull back the hood, and therefore there's less sensation and sensitivity. So that's a big one as well, to pull back the hood. So also you want to be careful because the clitoris, most clitori, right, plural, are more sensitive than the male penis head, right? And if you are uncircumcised as a male, your penis head is much more sensitive than those who are circumcised. But the clitoris is just as sensitive as someone who's not been circumcised, if not a bit more. So you want to be gentle, like super gentle with the clitoris at first. Some women, it varies how sensitive they are. You know, if they've been having a lot of play on themselves, they might already have, you know, less sensitivity. But that doesn't necessarily correlate with how often they masturbate or anything like that. So be gentle. I'm too sensitive. Yes. Yes. So yeah, and for some women, that's something too you want to ask, because if they are super duper sensitive, thank you, Taisha, for sharing that. If they're too sensitive, you don't want to actually pull the hood, right? So some women don't need the hood pulled, and you want to ask that before you actually start with the whole experience. You want to ask, hey, is your clitoris too sensitive that I can't pull the hood back? Yeah, Taisha's going, not for me. All right. So then you want to flick the tongue on the clit, right? So, or just pay attention. Yes, paying attention. I'm getting there. Thank you for, she's ahead of me to reactions. Yes, you want to pay attention to the body language. You do want to pay attention to the body language. It will tell you, right? Some women do like the flicking on the clit. And again, you don't want to, flick it like you're like this, like flicking something. You want to like really just tap it with your tongue. Just a little tap, tap, right? And that really does cause a lot of stimulation and pleasure. You also want to pause. And that's where what Taisha said, paying attention to the reactions really comes into play. Because if you pause, two things are going to happen. You're going to have a moment to actually ask her if she's liking it and if she wants something different, or if she wants you to continue the way you're doing it. And also, the minute you pause, there's going to be a reaction. And this is how you know if she's really enjoying it, right? She's going to like move closer to you, like kind of like where did your tongue go kind of movement. What if they lift up? Yes, lifting up, like raise herself up. That is a key thing that says you are doing it correctly. If she's lifting her bottom up towards you, if you stop, that's like, where did you go? Keep going. And if she lifts up like fully and just like wakes up kind of from it, that's fine too, right? Because she's gonna be like, what's going on? Like, keep going. So take a pause and check in. Gotcha. Okay, good. So licking also around the clitoris. So doing circular motions. Circular motions actually are one of the better motions that most women enjoy and are most pleasurable. So a lot of circular motion, whether it's around the lips or around the clitoris. I've made my forehead pimple kind of like the clitoris. I'm cracking myself up here, guys. So also you want to vary, right? Vary the intensity. Thank you. Beautiful woman over here. Loving it. So vary the intensity, vary the speed, right? So you can go from like a licking. And one of the things you don't want to lick, when you lick, you want to go down, pull back, and then back up and down, right? So down, pull back, and then back up and back down. You don't want to actually just go up and down. This can be too much for a lot of women. Okay. So those are some tips, some hands-on, right? Hands-on. At Tim, true. I didn't catch the comment, Tim. Thank you for sharing it, though. I'm according to Taisha, it's true. So, sucking. I have heard some amazing stories about sucking, and I have heard some scary ones. So, sucking, don't suck too hard. Right? This isn't a lollipop sucking contest. I don't know what I'm talking about. Tim, what was the comment? Let me know. I can confirm if you do know or if you don't know. It seems, according to Taisha, that you did know. So sucking too hard, not something that is sexy. You want to just do gentle sucking, whether that's sucking of the lips or we are here to learn. Yes, we are all learning. A female's pleasure isn't measurable like a man's. It's all measurable. It's not as obvious. Yes. Taisha, are you telepathically reading my mind? I love you. So definitely it is measurable, right? So you can measure the physical. We all go through a cycle of arousal, then we peak, we plateau, then we have the orgasm, and then we have the resolution. But it doesn't happen the same. Women can get away with faking that men can actually see. women can get away with faking it, but honestly, you can tell. Sometimes you don't want to tell because you're all about yourself. That goes for both men and women. We don't want to tell because you don't want to know. But how can you tell if a woman is faking it? Well, there are... No? What's the question? How can you tell what? Aroused. How can you tell if she's aroused? Yes. So when a woman is aroused, the first thing that happens is your skin gets flushed, like a man gets hard. Yes, your skin gets flushed, but not only does your skin get flushed, your vagina changes color. Yes. Yes, it does. So it actually goes, that's measurable. Yeah, so for example, if, like my skin complexion is very light, I have a little pink to my skin. I do have a pink undertone, but it's actually going to get way more pink. Like it can get as pink as my lipstick right down there. So that is something to notice, that the shade is going to change. A lot of women, it gets as dark as, that's hard to see in the dark. We should be having sex in the light. We want to see it. We want to explore each other's body. Having sex in the dark is so overrated. Try it with the lights on. Try it with the lights on. That's another tip. Bonus tip right there. Right? So it's going to get dark. It's going to actually the clitoris gets engorged. So the clitoral area is going to swell up a little bit. Sometimes when that swelling happens, the clitoral hood actually naturally pulls back a little bit. So you want to look at these little things that are pointers to actual lights on is better. Yeah. To actual arousal. Right? The nipples also, the breasts get a little bit engorged. The nipples perk up. They are no longer the areola kind of comes in, the nipple gets erect. Those are things to really show you that she is aroused. Now, women faking orgasm, I've heard this is a big one. Ladies, stop doing it. It doesn't benefit you or them, right? But if you are thinking that she might be faking it, when orgasm happens for a female, there are vaginal spasms. Right? Your vagina just freaks out. Woo. And you can feel that, right? If you're inside of her, you can feel that. If you are playing with her and you just stick a finger in there, or if your fingers are already in there, you can feel the actual spasms. The spasms can also happen in the body. So that is a way to notice and ensure that orgasm has happened. Okay. And also asking, hello, Dr. Heather. I am so sorry, love. I couldn't catch your scope because I was prepping for mine. But I will catch the replay. I'm glad you could join me. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to see what you talked about. I will catch it and give you lots of hearts. Hearts for Heather. Click on Sex Dr. Heather. She's awesome as well. I am a fan of sharing is caring. So yes, catch her replay if you did not see her live. So, I think that the biggest tip, the last tip that I want to give you for the afternoon is the following. Orgasm is not the goal. Pleasure is the goal. Right? So a lot of times we focus on orgasm and it takes the fun out of it. Right? If you're constantly focused on, hitting the mark, right? Getting the orgasm and not on the actual journey, it's gonna take away from the fun. So the biggest tip for tonight with Cunnilingus, with sex, with anything is about the journey. It's not about the end goal. So savor the pleasure, savor the experience, and if the orgasm happens, great. If it doesn't, she had a blast, right? Just ensure that she has a blast and that you have a blast, right? Because that's one of the things. Gotta go. I have a client coming in. I'll watch the replay. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, love. Thank you for your support. So yeah, those are the tips for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that y'all share some stories if you go out and do some of these things and get some positive results. I would love to hear what happens from here on out with your cunnilingus experiences. So keep tuning in tomorrow at 4. We will be doing a little different. It won't be a sexuality talk. It will be a new moon ceremony and intention setting ceremony. So come on in for that, because you know, with everything that I do, there's going to be a sexuality twist to it. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a passionate night and a passionate weekend. And until tomorrow, bye.